Hello. Welcome to the Well of Being. This is Melissa, intuitive healer, guide, and channel. Today is one of those days where I'm just going to open up and see what wants to come through that aligns in this moment. Lightness of being. Lightness of being. These are the words that are coming to mind. Zondiero anake lai wala anayere wenia takai ai. He alawala enia tanyaro ola e alawala e. Sai o. E tanyari wala anike ara nte alawala e. Ayla ayla wala ele e ala wala yala wahi he la la wala e ala wala uwa e la la wala e ayala wa ai. So one of the experiences, whether you've been fully conscious of it or not, of being earthbound is the density that we experience being on Earth. Yes, there's an element of literally Earth's gravitational pull, but there are other levels that have related to the energetic frequencies and veils that have been present on Earth that have been blocking a level of expansion and connection, creating like a small feeling, small not so small feeling of resistance to fully being able to even breathe and move and freely be present here on Earth because of these restrictive energetic presences. Again, as we have spoken to, that we're present as a protective mechanism, that we're present as a way to support the human evolution so that we didn't expand so quickly that it became overwhelming and we shut down our systems and discontinued our growth. So there were many reasons why these veils and frequencies were set in place, originally as a supportive mechanism, but as happens, there's always a point where we begin to outgrow, just like in your own human experience where you may outgrow clothing or style at a superficial level, and then at a deeper level, this can happen in certain things that hold your passion and your interest. This happens in relationships, this happens in your work, where as you are growing, you reach a place where what was once absolutely the center of your world and brought you so much joy, suddenly not suddenly, it's never a sudden thing, you will start to experience that it's no longer bringing you joy. It no longer fits this new expansion you're opening into, and it has to be cleared and let go of in order for you to open to the next level of being and bring in this, whatever is coming in next in your expansion and your growth. The beings that are coming through are earthly beings that are very playful and light with the energies here. So it feels like very much the fairy realm and the elementals. Our ability to play with all the energies and essences that are here on Earth. And with the recent shift that we are experiencing, where there is less restriction, where the veils have fallen away, where there is more growth, room for our expansion and growth here on Earth, we are being invited to really open into that in a very playful and light way. Just because these restrictions and limitations have been cleared from our planet does not mean that we immediately just bound off and open into them. There are many reasons why we may continue to weigh ourselves down at many levels in our lives. I'm feeling that there is a particular energy around the throat chakra. There are birds that are singing a joyful chorus as I channel this message. And it is a reminder for us all that there's a particular our throat chakra has a very central place and the harmonic resonance connection within. Yes, we can receive in different ways, but there's something about our expression through the So there's something, I feel it opening so beautifully right now. There's something central about connecting into our throat chakra and expressing this lightness of being through our throat chakra. So yes, this can be through singing, but also every time we choose to use our voice, allowing the energy of this lightness to flow through the voice, to flow through the voice. So when we are on this journey of expansion, there are some of you who will bring in a density and a heaviness into the expansion because of expectations. You are each beautifully unique. The ways in which you expand and open and the rate at which this happens is unique. Just like every bird has a different song, this is the harmonizing chorus of all of nature. And so goes for your own journey of spiritual expansion and expression. We wish for you to be aware of any ways in any place where you are being hard on yourself, where you are placing expectation on yourself for not meeting some sort of spiritual standard or goal, for such a thing is a falsehood that does not exist in reality. Just as you can look to nature and see that even trees of a same genus will grow in such a different way and will take on a different appearance and will bud its leaves at a different time, there is a unique alignment to embodying in every aspect of nature the expression and the alignment. And who is to say and pass judgment that one tree is doing it right and one tree is doing it wrong? No, this brings the diversity to the forest, just as each of you bring the diversity to all of life, all of human life here on earth. Lightness of being. So be aware of that we are now in a time where it is easy for you to lightly step foot into the lightness of being in your experience. And be aware of any way where you may be holding yourself back from stepping into that lightness. You should also take note that being in a lightness of being does not mean that you float away and that you are not able to achieve the the goals that you may have in your day. You are simply bringing a lightness into the structure that is your life, that allows for an ease in your expansion. What we mean by this is when you bring in the lightness of being into your day-to-day moments of life, it can open yourself up in such a way where it may expand your alignment with your intuition, with your perspective. It may allow enough opening and room for even incredibly creative innovations to come through. Again, all you have to do is look to nature, as in much of the planet right now. Spring is beginning. It is the very early phases of spring. I am feeling that the Pleiadians wish to come through too. And I'm going to politely ask, fairies, do you feel complete? They just wish to share that as we are entering the early phases, we have experienced Imbolc, and the Lunar New Year arrives on Saturday. Tune in and witness the infinite creativity and its expression here on Earth. Even the location where things choose to grow, the sounds of the birds, where you see them, their flight patterns, the rate at which each of the trees will begin to show the subtle shifts. Even now, the maple trees are being tapped for their syrup. Why? For their sap that will be turned into syrup. Why is this happening? Because the essence is rising. Can you feel it? Can you tune in and feel this infinite creative expansion and expression in nature? And be aware that this is you. This is you. This is you. This is who you are. You are infinitely creative, Earth being, and we wish for you to tap in to your playful lightness. The Pleiadians wish for you to know that they too support the lightness of being at a cosmic level. Of course, there are many beings here in the great cosmic multiverse that support you, but it is our particular affinity to witness humanity's expansion into the lightness of being, to the playfulness with all that you are, especially your emotions. We love how you can play with your emotions. Do you realize how powerful your emotions are? Energy and motion, truly. Play with your emotions. Play with expressing your emotions. It will support you in opening further to the lightness of being, for your emotions that are unexpressed are held as a density within your body. Your emotions. We have tears of joy. Have you ever even witnessed? You have. You've experienced it. How every emotion can intermix. You can have angry tears. You can have happy tears and sad tears. You can have tears of worry. Every emotion can infuse and express itself in so many unique ways. Do not constrain and limit yourself. Do not constrain and limit yourself. Allow yourself to play with expressing your emotions in all the ways that are open to you. Most particular, we wish you to use your voice. Yes, absolutely. As was mentioned earlier, the place of the throat chakra the importance of the throat chakra as a tool of harmonic resonance within. When you allow yourself the solo practice, and when it feels safe in a guided practice or in sharing with others, to physically emote, to truly emote and express through your voice. Express your anger and frustration. Express your worry. Express your fear. Express your sadness and express your joy, all of these. And we don't just mean to speak words and stories. This is beyond the story. This is beyond the story. We all are wonderful storytellers. We love that. We love that about you. We have our own way of telling stories in the Pleiades. And you humans, oh my, can you spin a tale? You can spin a tale. But what we are encouraging you to do is to feel into the energy and the frequency and the emotion that is woven into the tales. That which is deep below, and play with expressing that. Again, the voice toning, without any clear structure, just allowing yourself to vocalize and tone. And each emotion has a different tone, and how that is expressed is unique for each of you. We will play with that right now for ourselves. But again, knowing there is no wrong way to do this. There is no particular tone that is going to be specifically the only one through your unique expression. Each of you may express sadness in a different way. So what we wish to do with our toning in this moment is to tone in a healing frequency through the Pleiades that will support you in opening through your own vibrational frequencies of expressing emotion. And we will help you to understand which we were tuning into. We're going to start with fear. What we wish to share with you is there are many emotions that you suppress, which again become part of your density because you feel like they are not supportive to your journey, that they inhibit you in some way. However, every emotion and feeling has its place and purpose. As we tone into fear, we are feeling very connected to its impact at the level of the root chakra. Yes, blocked fear and intense fear can cause constriction. However, a healthy expression and connection to fear can actually activate and open the root chakra. Beautiful. Now again, how you tune into this will be unique for you. As we move on to the next emotion we wish to share with you, worry. Worry, worry, worry. Again, worry is often an emotion that is suppressed. We want you to be aware that another way of seeing worry is as processing. There is a level that is necessary to support you in fully being able to open to integration. And there's a level where it becomes stuck and stagnant. You know that level. So again, to take note that worry itself is not a problem. It is the stuckness and worry that creates the density. Next, we wish to open you to sadness. expressing your sadness is necessary to support you in moving through grief. There are many, many things in this human life that may cause you to open into grief. It can be the loss of a loved one, of course. It can be the loss of opportunity. It can be grief that's left over from the experience of trauma to the past selves and the current self. The expression of grief is a necessary healing process, again, to help clear the density and stuckness of all the emotional experiences within the human body. Next, we open into anger. Again, to speak into that anger, when you experience and are triggered into anger and frustration, it is showing you a clear place where something is blocked, where something wishes to be shifted. The anger is guiding you. Again, the only place where we get stuck is when we block ourselves from expressing anger and we push it down. Anger is one of the most powerful forces for creating density in the human body, for creating stagnation at every level, including the physical level. It is responsible for many, many physical conditions. In fact, we would like to say that anger may be at the root of almost every human disease. There's some level of anger that has resulted in energetic, emotional, and physical level stagnation within the frequencies, but also literally within the organs itself, creating blocks and resulting in physical symptoms. So again, anger must be moved. It is also very much responsible for the feeling of stuckness in life. So connection and healthy expression of your anger is necessary to supporting the clearing of this density. We have saved joy for last because, of course, us Pleiadians are quite joyful. So even with joy, which so many people say, yes, we wish to be happy, we wish to be joyful. However, many of you put a limit on your joy, a limit on your happiness, a constraint, a restriction, an expectation. And we wish to open this up. And we do this from the heart space in a very beautiful, like a sudden expansion. A sudden expansion. You don't even see this quite in the natural world unless you were to speed up time. We're almost like something between a firework and an explosive opening of blooming flower. This is what true joy can open for you, which you can see in this way. That fullest expression of joy is so clearing, is so expansive, can help to tap in any places where you're holding density and move it. And you must allow yourself to fully tap into this joy potential within you. Beautiful. We just wish you to know how much we support you on this journey of expansion, and especially encourage you to tap into this lightness of your being as you do so on this journey. This is meant to be creative and playful. This is meant to be fun as you immerse yourself in all of these different possibilities for your emotional expression here on the earthly realm. Wow. That was fun. That was a ride. Thank you, courageous souls, for joining me today, opening the lightness of our being. I love it, and it's just a glorious day here. We have the sun shining. As I mentioned, the birds have been chirping. So, absolute, what a blessing. If you are seeking any one-on-one support with tapping into the lightness of your being and moving your emotions, please feel free to check out my one-on-one offerings at wellofbeing.love. Blessings until next time.